So we're starting off today with Beat of Rebellion. As I mentioned already, this is a rhythm-based game, as you might be able to tell by the fact that our dude horked Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy VII and installed a fucking keyboard on it. Which, I mean, like, I play keyboard, so, like, that's kind of interesting to me. But we'll have to see exactly what that's about. Let's go over to the store page. So, Beat of Rebellion. Be the voice out of the choir. Beat of Rebellion is an isometric rhythm-based hack and slash. Follow the beat, create your own melodies, and unleash devastating combos to fight against a totalitarian regime in a cyberpunk city. You know, also fighting against totalitarian regimes, in the current year is kind of relevant to my interests. About this game, let the rhythm guide you. In Beat of Rebellion, you'll take the role of the Pulse Drifter, a young rebel who struggles to survive in a bleak future. Inside the cyberpunk metropolis of New Nexus, all forms of art are banned, artists are persecuted, and progress has suffocated the soul of humanity. Yeah, basically sounds like now, except instead of being persecuted, artists just have their shit stolen without credit. So, you know, we're getting there in real life, but we're not quite there yet. Music is your ally, and the beat is your weapon. Fight to bring back voice, color, and rhythm to a city cast into silence. Beat your enemies with melodies. Beat of Rebellion blends a rhythmic game with the intensity of an isometric hack and slash. Each battle unfolds in arenas where music dictates timing. The closer you time your actions to the beat, the stronger you become. At the core of the combat system are melodies, customizable combos where you assign the inputs, creating your own unique and rhythmic fighting style. So, I can't remember if I've played another game that did this sort of thing, where, like, you literally, like, there are constraints to the sequence you can define, but you define the sequence, which is not a bad idea, because, like, one of the issues that I have with games with a lot of combos, I mean, like, literally, even with frickin', Alabaster Dawn, which, I mean, like, the combos on that generally involve one button. It shouldn't be that hard, but, like, there's always the thing of, like, oh, you have to pause more between these two particular, you know, these two particular attacks in the sequence and that sort of thing, and I'm like, I never frickin' remember anything that requires that. But in this, they require you to define it, which means if you're doing it the first time anyway, you should have a better time remembering it, because you're the one who instrumented it that way to begin with. Pun possibly intended. So let's see how it pans out. Discover the cyberpunk city of New Nexus. Journey through the underbelly of New Nexus's 3 levels, each with its own environment and increasing BPM. Explore the underbelly of New Nexus, overcome traps, hack gates, and dash over gaps while following the beat. Follow the rhythm and dive into the city to meet its inhabitants and uncover its secrets. Okay, I was a little thrown off there because both of the sentences started with verb the underbelly of New Nexus, but in one case, underbelly of is bolded, and in the other case, it's not. It's like, I think we need better sentence variety there. Mature content description, strong language, blood, implicit references to drugs. I mean, it's a cyberpunk dystopian city, naturally. Let's see, requirements. Technically, this is a newer generation processor than the one I'm running, but it's also an i5. I have an i7, so I'm pretty much on par, probably. GTX 1060, 3GB or better. By today's standards, that's a pretty low requirement. That's about what my... Actually, I'm trying to remember. I guess this computer I'm running now came with a 1080. And I got this computer like 8 years ago, for reference, so... And 3GB of space. Alright, let's jump into the game and see how we do. Where'd it go? There we go. Oh, right, I forgot to check one thing, which is... Has this developer released anything else? Oh, this is one of those ones that's, like, impossible. Like, when you click on it, it goes to the publisher page, not the developer page. And I really wish they wouldn't do that. No, this is the only thing. There is a separate store page for this demo, versus the full game. But this is the only thing that Cyber Raccoons has on their page. Or has to their name on Steam. Alright, so... Interestingly... I usually get on games' cases when their menus don't support keyboard but do support mouse. This one only supports keyboard, so it's like a direct conversion between gamepad input and keyboard input for the menus. Which is not bad per se. Alright, so we've got VSync and FPS cap both available. I am running with an FPS cap so that I have less latency on my end. Hey, Dead Camper. We're in full screen. Does this have... This only has full screen and windowed. It does not have both. Or rather, it doesn't have, like, borderless. Because I believe this is exclusive full screen. Of course, I guess, technically, in my desktop environment, I can switch to windowed and then make it full screen anyway, so I can make that work. But worth noting, for people who don't have that liberty, there's no borderless windowed option. Graphic quality has low, medium, high, very high, and max. I think it was on very high to begin with. We'll see what my GPU usage looks like when I get into the game, I guess, before I do any further tweaking of that. You do have separate sliders for music and effects in addition to master volume. There's a delete data button. I don't believe I've done anything in terms of anything that would save, so I think we'll be starting from the beginning anyway. I did briefly test it, though. What shows up in the credits? It is a one-page credits thing. So you've got a lead designer, 2 game and level designers, a bunch of programmers, a couple of artists. Looks like a lot of Italian names on this. A couple narrative designers, VFX artists, a couple of animators. I'm looking for, like, commonalities, but I think it's actually, like, I don't see too many, or maybe any at all, instances of, like, one person wearing multiple hats. Whereas you do tend to see that a lot in indie games, so seems like they, played people to their specialties, it looks like. Oh, and I'm covering it. I just tried pressing the right bumper to see what help is. It gives you a tooltip in the bottom right for whatever, like, that further explains whatever you are hovering over. And that even affects stuff here. This says adjust visual fidelity, lower specs give better performances. Performances should probably be singular. That's a loose translation. Caps FPS to stabilize performance and lower system load. It's a good... See, they singularized performance there. That's correct. And that's a decent explanation of that, too. Matches frame rate to monitor to avoid tailoring. Yep. These descriptions make sense. I mean, the ones for the volumes are like, yeah, this changes the volume. What do you want from us? But... Alright. Open level menu is what Play's tooltip says. There's still help even here. Level 1, make your way in the roughest district of New Nexus. Let's go ahead and start the timer. Oh, did one of them show up twice in the credits? Oh, yep. On programmer and VFX artist. That's an interesting combination. Huh. Oh, yeah, and then, San Fardino is in multiple places, and that's kind of the sort of thing I would expect, is that, like, the lead designer is also doing some of the programming, also doing some of the animating, though, which is also an interesting combination. Alright, let's try level 1. And I'll start the timer. Hang on. I want to say there was an intro, so maybe I should actually reset my data. Back to main menu. Let's actually reset data, since that's a thing. Delete all data. All the data has been deleted successfully. Oh, apply just applies there, it doesn't go back. Okay. Let's see if this does something different. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's an intro. So it skips the intro if you've already seen it. New Nexus's council approves the law of silence. Production and consumption of all forms of art is now prohibited. I did not get to read the second part of that at all. People, pace your fucking intros. I feel like every single demo I've played in the last 2 weeks has had that problem. Fight the silence is what the graffiti there says. And the poster up there says Department of Art Control. There's our Buster Sword keyboard. Okay, now we're going into the level. There's some tips there, but... oh, wow, even this stuff is... I think even this was only shown at the beginning. I think we skipped through that when I continued also. Back on track, far from the fringe. I won't miss those streets. Am I really in the lower underbelly? The stench is not so different from below. I won't crawl in fear anymore. Crawl in fear? That's an A, isn't it? Crawl in fear. Real shit. I don't know why we're doing certain things in different colors, but those colors don't contrast against the background nearly as well as the black text does. But I won't crawl in fear anymore. This weapon changes everything. I shall name you... I can't read that text. It's Harmony. Yeah. Green on gray. Absolutely unfucking readable. What are you doing? My new companion. Thanks to you, I can feel the pulse returning. Alright, we have no other controls yet. This district pulses with unknown rhythms. New Nexus, city of silence, yet so full of noise. Okay, now we've got dash. Our dash doesn't exactly go very far. And it's kind of weird because, like, we can still move even when we're stuck in that stance. That seems kind of wonky. Okay, so actually, I just went down the consolation exit. I'm supposed to go this way. It doesn't even look like I'm actually making it across, but I barely am. Actually, I'm kind of curious to test that. Yeah, that still worked. Even that worked. That looked like it shouldn't have worked. Okay, I managed to screw it up there. You're kind of floaty. Yeah, even then you're a little floaty. But yeah, it's weird, because like on the one hand, like there, that shouldn't have worked, but it did. On the one hand, it seems like platforming is pretty lenient, but on the other hand, it just seems like the dash is not... It's neither an N dash or an M dash. It's like half of a hyphen. Just to interact. What am I supposed to be interacting with? Because nothing... Oh, hello. What are you doing out there, you... Bake brain? That's a word. So, yeah, O's and A's look almost identical, and it's even worse when you italicize the text and or color it. What about the curfew? Yo, chill out. A curfew outside of the fringe? I thought main districts were safer. The Department of Art Control is sweeping up the streets. Subversive hackers dared to stole DAC material. Okay, please get an actual copy editor. Dared to steal DAC materials. Like, dared is already the past tense, therefore to steal is the infinitive. You don't past tenseify. I'm making up words while I'm bitching about incorrect grammar. You don't turn steal to past tense. Dared is already conjugated. Subversive hackers dared to steal DAC materials. Fucking DAC. I feel for the poor bastards they're after. Ah, big talk for a junkie. Isn't junkie usually spelled with IE? Or a terrorist F.E.A.R diver? Get out of my sight. Does it actually repeat the whole thing? It actually does repeat the whole thing. Also, we seem to have some kind of cooldown, but I don't know if there's an indicator of it really yet. Okay, X for slash note, attack enemies in front of you. Lunge note, attack sprinting forward. on Y, and flurry note on B, attack all enemies around you. Okay, so that's the lunge. Apparently there's technically a beat here right now, because those were on beat, that's why they had the note above them. And they do different notes in a chord, too. Like, each of those is the first, third, and fifth scale degree. Can I interact with this? Nope. Apparently I can just keep doing that. So the other sound I was hearing might have been specifically when it was, like, off-beat, or I was mashing too fast so it just runs out. If you just do it on beat, it's actually fine. You can keep dashing. Oh, new fans. Did you hear from my performance? It's gonna be smashing! Curfew breach. Area under supervision by the Department of Art Control. You're under arrest. Show identification. Sorry, too busy to stop for autographs. Maybe just a quick picture? Suspect of illegal sound holding musical weaponry. Headquarters requests to eliminate the target. You're not true fans, just... I almost said cons, which probably still would have made sense, but it's cans. I keep misreading the A as an O. You're not true fans, just cans without humor. Harmony, let's open our way. Again, Harmony is almost invisible. Wait, did he do, like, multiple attacks in a row there? The explosions are extremely weak sauce, I feel like. It's like this tiny little poof. Never tired of silencing people, are you? Wait, Harmony. What is this feeling? The pulse is vibing directly to me. I need to listen, to focus, to follow the rhythm. Now we're getting the actual beat. Follow the beat. Press the button shown when the heart lights up. Try to attack following the rhythm to maximize the result. I will point out that this is a rhythm-based game, and there was nothing in the options menu to adjust audio-visual sync. And the last time I played a rhythm-based game, it really, really needed options for that, because the audio-visual sync was definitely off in some form. I should be focusing more on, like, avoiding their attacks, because I probably just took a bunch of hits. Best performance ever! I knew you cans couldn't survive our rhythm. Playing notes on the beat is fundamental to maximize the damage. The buffer shows the last 4 played notes, green for correct and red for wrong timing on the beat. The beat bar at the bottom of the screen helps to visually track the beat. It's basically Necrodancer's beat bar. Finish the arena and a door opens. I can't believe this isn't Doom 2016. DSC boxes reward melodies, combos with a final effect, stronger for each note on the beat. You can assign the 4 notes that compose the melody following the shown restrictions. After a melody has been played, it must recharge before being played again, so they have cooldown. So yeah, this is where you can program the sequence yourself. Nobody forgets a DAC box around, juicy stolen melodies. That's a weird turn of phrase. Nobody forgets a box around. You mean nobody leaves a box lying around. Ode of Vitality. Restore 1 HP. Restore 2 if you're close to death. If all notes are on beat, you slowly restore all of your HP. So this game is going to be significantly easier if you're on beat all the time. Alright, so requirements are exactly 2 X's, exactly 2 B's. Where's my health, actually? Is that what those things at the bottom left? Like, there's 3 sort of units there? Yep, that's what it is, because now I have more of it. I didn't notice when I took damage before what it looked like. Dash on the beat to reset it. Dash up to 3 times when you're not on the ground. Oh. Huh. So I was seeing a limit of 3 before then. Operation Report, I'm not going to bother reading that number. Virtual intrusions and breakouts elimination gates have been implemented in the Underbelly district. People of the Underbelly, corporations have always looked upon us with arrogance from their golden towers. Now they want to control us here in our territory. Are we going to stay quiet? Say no, I refuse to be a corpse slave. Let's kill their vibe. Is A their signature? Interactable objects will test your sense of rhythm with notes. Interactions require a sequence of notes to be played to activate effects or use objects. Some interactions are also part of melody's activation, so be ready. How is my graphics, my GPU doing right now? It seems okay. Can I mess with... does it let... Oh, it does let me mess with graphic quality. Let's put it to max and see what happens. Now it's pretty high, but it's not 100%, so I'll keep it there and we'll see how it goes. Where exactly? Trying to figure out where the interaction point for this is, because it kind of goes away at odd times. It's like F.E.A.R 2 all over again. Oh, suddenly it's, elite beat agents. Push the sequence of notes on the beat to open the vibe gate. Their vibe can't match ours. Thanks, Harmony, I never felt so free. So wait, do we get prompts for this? Oh, here we go. Chiasso Slam. Slam the sword in front of you, dealing damage. With the right timing, the ground erupts after a short delay, dealing extra damage. The strength, but the H and T are in the wrong order, of this melody increases for each note on beat. They really, really need a copy editor. Must end with at least one B, must have 3 different notes. I'm gonna forget it if I do that. Must have 3 different notes, so it has to have an X somewhere. It does show you, like, in case you were gonna forget, it does show you in the UI what the 4-note sequence is, so that's actually not a bad idea. Oh yeah, Zettabyte, I sure did. So that's your slam attack. Yeah, I happened to follow a couple of people who remarked about it, and I was able to, like, trace back the tweets to actually find what happened. Oh, whoops, I'm going backwards. Assign a different sequence of notes for a melody from the melody menu. Oh, in other words, you can go in here, you can reassign them anytime with rewrite melody. Okay. So if you decide, actually, that was a bad idea... I can't even, like... I didn't even finish the combo to get the melody. Smashing bots on the beat is another pleasure. At the end of each arena and level, a rating recaps your performance. From pianissimo to fortissimo, ratings are inspired by the dynamic terminology and music. This is the only game that you want to get an F rating. You actually want to get a triple F rating. Play fast, accurately, follow the beat with melodies, and achieve the best performance. I have to wait for this to count up, though. Oh, we only got mezzo piano on time? Wait, it took me 18 seconds. How is that bad? Like, mezzo piano was, like, below medium. Actually, I don't know if there's gonna be a pure medium or if it has to be mezzo piano or mezzo forte. So I only got a single F. You don't want to see single Fs. You want to see multiple Fs. Wait, can I go this way? Nope, guess not. I assume things are going to be pretty linear, at least for the time being. Can I run into this and hurt myself? No, okay. Oh. See, those things feel weird because those things, like, it's good that they mute the beat for it, because, like, you have to ignore the beat for it. I don't know whether it lines up with a beat or not. I don't think that would be guaranteed, though. Oh, it actually shows your rating at the top right to begin with, so I guess you start on the low end. Fucking cans, you try to obscure my performance, your soulless noises are so feeble. Now admire what I composed for you, a music solo that will smash your sensors. Harmony, lend me your power, let the pulse flow through me. Unleash the pulse. When the finisher bar under your HP is full, I guess it's the red thing, play a solo finisher. Test yourself with a rhythmic minigame. Do not miss notes. So this is gonna suddenly become like Guitar Hero or something. Once solo finisher played, fill the bar by striking enemies to perform a new one. That's really the two... Okay, yeah. And suddenly... This feels like very low frame rate. Like, for some reason, these are moving very jittery. And also, there's a huge amount of screen shake every time you hit something. So that was the worst part of the game right there. That UI seemed awful. Yeah, he's very dead. Oh, you can skip it. Okay. It skips them one at a time when you do that. So that was Mezzo Forte, for time that time. How was my beat percent only 69%? And yet my score was flawless. Not sure how that works. But yeah, recap for those who don't know what Zettabyte is alluding to. Basically, Graph, the supposed benevolent dictator for life of GZ Doom, who doesn't deserve the benevolent part of that title, suddenly appeared after being, like, gone for a year and not touching the engine, and decided to commit code that ChatGPT came up with, and nobody liked that. And then he covered his tracks by force pushing it away. But people had already noticed, and so an issue was raised. And basically it pushed people to finally say, this is the last straw. We're forking. Yo, low-tech. It's rare to see an actual human lately. You can't look an interface in the eyes. Well, roaming the underbelly is a hell. Is a hell? It seems like you're forced to pay for cyber limbs. Luckily, screamers can rely on their cyber axes, right? I guess it's so cool to play free out there. This translation is so garbo. Are you talking about Harmony? She's just the faithful companion of a street musician. You should really bug out from here. Now, the old Metro offers a shelter for romantic people like you. And this is the same exact dialogue again. Can you skip that, or... I don't know. Alright, continue. This way. Closing the whole underbelly for stolen DAC boxes? One thing is for sure, they won't block me. For now, you can play 2 melodies shown in the bottom right corner. Change equipped melodies outside of arenas. Assign a different sequence for notes from the melody menu. They already told us that twice now. I see. And then you can use the D-pad for that. You actually don't have to hold that at the toggle. D-pad doesn't seem to do anything without that open. Ritmo allegro. Increase the movement speed for a few seconds. The more accurate you are, the faster you'll become. If at least 2 notes are on beat, you'll leave a trail of fire behind you that damages enemies. Not more than 3 consecutive X's, beginning different from ending. Okay. It changes the music entirely. What the fuck? So first of all, I died. Second of all, wow, I bugged that out really bad. Oh no, okay, it actually changed. That had nothing to do with me using that melody. Actually, wait, where did the melody go? It's not listed anymore. Hello? Oh, it never equipped it. I didn't realize that. Okay, when they said you only have 2 slots, they literally meant you only have 2 slots available. Also, I'm kind of confused why that, like, reopened the next time I pressed the button when it was already open. Yeah, no, I definitely expect that English is a second language for basically the entire team. I mean, they have people specifically working on the narration, but, like... Okay, get someone who can proofread it, too. Get actual localizers. Alright, so I just accidentally dashed right past this, and that's a pit. How can citizens handle this? DAC hates freedom. You can't keep up with the pulse. Interact with the device to call the platform. Move it by playing notes on the beat. Okay. It actually is just corresponding to, like, the 4 directions on the gamepad, I imagine. Neurosphere New Nexus Service public announcement. The curfew in the underbelly is still active. The old metro, closed 10 years ago after the uprising and fertile land for degeneracy in the past, is now under the control of a savage gang of criminals, probably the same force behind the Institute breakout of the last month. We advise the population to respect the curfew. Sure, I believe every word of that. Where am I going? Oh, okay, I had to wait for it to, like, raise the gate. So that was just some extra lore. We actually have to go this way. I assume these things are here so that you can call the platform if it's, not there. So now where am I going? Okay, this time I'm actually supposed to take a long walk off a short pier as opposed to last time. So that's why dashes are floaty, because you're supposed to be able to dash consecutively and not fall. That's why they mentioned the 3 dash limit. And now I guess we're going down here. The pathfinding in this seems very, like, random. Military Operation Breach. Access is forbidden by order of the Department of Art Control. Eliminating target. They're the best public cans. Obsessed in murdering. I regret I couldn't perform for you in the Fringe. Identity recognized. Registered ID. Pulse drifter. Status wanted criminal. Fuck yeah, you know my music. Here comes the best harmony. Kicking some cans. Damn, did that just do like a series of hits all at once? Hey, we actually did good on time that time. I don't really understand the par times for this, because my ratings have been all over the place. Looks like we got multiple ways to go here. These seem weird because, like, even when they're up, they're still basically pitch black. I feel like they should have an actual surface color. Otherwise, like, there is, like, a very barely visible, like, diagonal pattern on them. But they don't look like ground. I'm gonna go this way first. I guess this is just where you fall to if you screw up, though. Yeah, okay. And our goal is probably the thing... Wait, no. There's a thing over here that I can interact with right now. Terminal ID, underbelly... Whatever that is. DS403. Last access... 4/15/2049, 23:47. Terminal tracks have been completely suspended from action. Survey reports structural integrity problems, hazard of collapse, infrastructure breaching, risk of contamination. DAC authorization required to access. Bad crew reigns, death to corpse scum, death to the ACLF, chaos will prevail. Do we know what the ACLF is yet? I wonder if it would even matter, you know, actually. No, because you can dash 3 times consecutively. So it does... Well, nope, I fucked up. I ended up in a weird place there. No, you can still do it. So I was like, why is that even there? Given that they already taught me I can dash 3 times in a row. F.E.A.R. new Nexus service authorized media collection. Oh, this actually has a functional scroll bar. Law of Silence. May 17th, 2051. All forms of unauthorized art creation, consumption, and sharing are banned. All authorized creative works are produced by and remain the sole property of Hive Mind Technologies. Autonomous creative works led to the birth of harmful ideology, threatening the integrity of young citizens. As a result, such civil necessities were limited, and entities like the Department of Art Control were established to ensure effective support in the protection of new Nexus. A likely story. Yeah, it's a wall. Okay, we're actually going down here. These arrows are starting to remind me of that one level in Battletoads. What? Interact with what? I thought the Fringe were the guts of the city. Some gears, no room for same gears, no room for humanity. I still get the A's and the O's confused reading it quickly. Oh, this is terrifying, actually. You know what? Actually, we gotta see how silly this looks. Oh, did that actually just, like, damage me and that's it? No, that's what I wanted to see, yeah. I was hoping I would go absolutely flying, given how fast these things are moving. Doing it at the wrong time, but it doesn't matter because you can just dash infinitely anyway. Okay, that one though, I started at a bad time because I was trying to dash on beat, but I should have actually moved at the right timing. You in the dark, what are you? Stand back! Where did you get that cyber axe? You're not one of them. Either ACLF? I never play with others. I bet it's even louder. What's going on here? Your tone is below 0. Whoa, a screamer fighting on his own?
The cans came. I found shelter, but I can't go further in this shaft.
Also, everybody has exactly the same artwork right now, except for our guy.
Maybe there's a way out of the metro for both of us. No, leave this place. Follow your sound or whatever. I will find a way. Alone.
So, on the one hand, like, the four sides are definitely oriented according to the buttons, but, like, because of the camera rotation, it's sometimes, like, completely offset. I mean, I appreciate that there's arrows, but the amount of times they have had to put arrows in here kind of shows how bad the pathfinding would be otherwise. Which is really weird because, like, it looks like, the aesthetic seems like it should be, you know, brutalist and minimalist enough to be very obvious where to go, and yet somehow it's not. That kind of feel, you know, the arrows feel like a band-aid. So, like, I appreciate the band-aid, but I feel like maybe you could come up with a way to make your pathfinding more just naturally visible.
Terminals are almost back under control, Chief Commander. The Anti-Corporate Liberation Front is disbanded. The target A is still missing.
A was what we saw signed off on that other message. Hey, Arithmeticus.
You useless scraps! We knew he was there! That sphere diver scum is not going to leave this sewer alone.
We're in a sewer? This just in, we're in a sewer.
Many targets were seen escaping in the upper underbelly. A fugitive recognized as the Pulse Drifter was reported on the lower streets. We can't risk to extend the curfew to the rest of New Nexus. Capture the target A and kill that other deadbeat! Executing orders. New units are on their way. Any suspect in the metro will be eliminated. Over and out, Chief Commander. Hands in their chiefs, ruthless cold metal.
Wait, were the chiefs also metal? I made the chiefs sound like the other kind of metal.
You can kill a rebel, but you won't silence our voices.
I don't know what the hell I was getting hit by, but I was getting hit by a lot. Can I go that way? Oh, there's more shit over here. Probably did awful here. Wait, how did I do great? I got hit so many times there, but nothing here is influenced by getting hit. So I just got a triple F. Yeah, this is rhythm-based. Alright, so now where are we going? Presumably here? Yeah, there we go. That's the only way to go. EtherTech is expanding its business at New Nexus. Intercepted DAC communication. A
large number of cans have been sent into the underbelly. Report to A. New vibe gates placed in 79 underbelly access points. The operation aims at hindering our expansion in other districts. Access bypassed. Harmonious sequences of vibrations can be used to shut down vibe technology. Further investigation is needed. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush did really good for itself, and then the studio got canned. Because giant tech companies are garbage. Well, I forget if that one was under Microsoft or something else. Like, okay, you're going to, like, cancel a studio that made one of the most successful games of the year? Why? The only reason I haven't looked at Hi-Fi Rush is it feels like more of a brawler, which I'm not really into. So wait, where the hell am I going? This is just that, right? Yeah. Like, this is the door that just opened, right? Or no, was that further back? Oh, I guess, wait. That's the way we're going. It came up the stairs to begin with, I think. And there were two ways to go. Yeah, that was the doorway it opened. Okay. Oh, it's two-layered. Wow, okay. Repelius Rondo. Spin around to deal damage. The rotation speed increases for every node on beat. That looks like it could be good. I still feel like I don't have a good understanding of the last one that I got, because it said it was supposed to, like, increase your speed, but, like, I'm also trying to figure out how it, like, what its attack properties are. 2 consecutive B's, a minimum of 2 Y's. Well, I guess that means it needs to be B's and Y's, huh? That only leaves you with, like, 3 options of how to write this. Alright, let's, put that one in. Presumably it's that one. They need to, like, show the names here. Like, you've got plenty of space on the screen. You could, like, easily put something, like, put a text box above to show what the name of the highlighted one is. Because otherwise you have to go into this to see the full list. Allegro was the one that was increasing speed, right? Yeah. Okay, that works. I was intentionally seeing if the other direction had anything. Do we have 2 ways to go here? I don't know which way we have to go. I guess that's the way we have to go. What? There was a press A to interact, and then it disappeared. Thank you. I swear, this has, like, worse interaction prompts than F.E.A.R 2. Last message is still recorded. The DIC has almost broken in. Many died or fled. This place is no more safe. You mean not safe anymore? You did well. Now reach me at the meeting point. We will find time to mourn our brothers and sisters. Terminals are blocked. We can't transfer the data. The ACLF can't die here. Oh, so the ACLF is their resistance group? Leave everything. Don't waste time. This must not be another last song. Don't worry, our path doesn't end here. Someone needs our crumbles. Over and out. Needs your crumbles? What does that mean? I made a ton of blueberry crumble. People need it. Like, what? They need your dessert? I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm worried about. And there are definitely places of no return, but in this, it's pretty safe to assume that if you see arrows, that's the way forward, go the other way first. But yeah, it's funny how many, like, that also makes me think of F.E.A.R. in general, because that's very, like, linear, but there'll be side paths. Like, this is a very obvious point of no return anytime you get to one of those. Except not. There's another one. Can I actually go back? I don't know if that was always the case. Does that actually go back? Yeah, I get... No, it goes to a different thing. So I just skipped something. That's weird. The second... So that's the attack, which I've pulled off now that there's nothing left. Yep. I can't go back. So, no, those things don't ever let you go backwards. The heck is short build? Oh, shortcut builds. Okay. That's funny. So I was mentioning, I mentioned at the very beginning that when you attack on the beat, it gives you the first, third, and fifth scale degree. That's literally how they're named here. You've got the do note, which is degree 1, mi, which is degree 3, and sol, which is degree 5. So they actually acknowledge that in the bindings here. Also, I keep forgetting I had the finisher. Yeah, I would have assumed they might mean crumbs, not crumbles. Well, we can't go to that thing again. It's like I'm almost tempted to, like, try exiting out, but it's probably not worth it. I probably missed some lore. I swear I pressed the button. I pressed it twice, and it was like, no, you need to recharge it. And I'm like, no. I only pressed it once. Why is it not letting me do the finisher? Looks full to me. Okay, well, he's dead. I accidentally missed the beat on the first note. Go this way? No. I'm just checking my frame drops, but it looks like it hasn't been too bad. Given that I did raise the quality. Heroes here, new Nexus Service public announcements. Automaton Dynamics announced the latest creation from their labs, an advanced mech of high mass named Silencer, equipped with a generator of mass displacement shockwaves. The CEO declared that numerous units are at new Nexus Authority's disposal, and they will be a precious resource for the construction of new mega-buildings in the less advantaged districts. Can I actually go this way? Nope, that's a wall. Weird, because that... Oh, I see. I'm looking at the wall. I'm actually behind it. And there's nothing to, There was nothing to interact with there, so... Again, I missed it somehow. What? Rude. I was wondering what that was. Stop right there, Post Drifter.
Declared public enemy due to major new Nexus code infractions, including but not limited to Institute breakout, curfew violation, resistance to arrest, and use of sounds for musical purposes. Oh man. No, not the use of sounds for musical purposes. Harsh critics from such a big soulless can. Harsh criticisms, you mean, from such a big soulless can. The best ones, and to say that I came here following a trail of blood. A warrant of elimination has been executed under the supervision of the new chief commander. Prepare to be silenced. I'm not ready to give up after what you did down there. We can't be stopped by death. Let's rock this place. Oh, but we're not going to fight him right now? Oh, yes we are. There he is. Hi, you're very big. And he's dead. So you can dodge while the spin attack is going, and it'll just pause and resume it. Wait a minute, Fortissimo? No, it's Fortissimo. There's not another M in there. That's already an Italian word. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, isn't that technically Italian? They don't even know their own fucking language. I'm gonna look this up to be sure, but I played music for fucking decades, so I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, it's Fortissimo. They added an extra IM that doesn't exist in the word. Good job. Level completed. Oh, and it gives you a recap at the end of your ratings across the level. Well, at least they spelled the double F correctly. Thank you for playing. Oh, that's the entire demo? Okay. They showed 3 levels in the menu, so I assumed the game was gonna be... I thought the demo was gonna be... I didn't read the last paragraph of that. Did it actually say to delete the save file to play it again? Yeah, you cannot get to level 2 or level... What's the point of showing level 2 or level 3 here? Because, like, I would assume that the full game is gonna be more than 3 levels. That would be pretty lackluster if it were 3 levels total. Maybe it scrolls. Maybe that's the idea. But there's not really any indication of that from this. Okay. But yeah, I'm good with that. I don't know. This is one of those demos that, like, there's neat ideas in it, but the execution is not very good. Which, I need to qualify that, because the execution of the rhythm element seems better than some other rhythm games that I've played demos of. So I gotta give them credit there. It's the execution of basically everything else that is kind of lacking. So, not super impressed. Has potential. Let me check if this has, like, a date on it yet. This is supposed to release December of this year. Yeah, no, I don't have any hope of this actually, like, holding up to the level of quality that I would want to see in it to consider it worth buying. Sorry. Like, the aesthetics should be fine, and yet somehow they end up being, like, ridiculously problematic just for figuring out, like, you know, what is and isn't traversable, to the point where they had to put arrows everywhere, which, like, again, I appreciate the arrows, but it feels like you should have better ways of doing that than to require arrows basically everywhere. Points of no return everywhere, you know, as Arithmetic has also pointed out in a comment in chat earlier. I'm not a huge fan of points of no return, but at least you know to recognize what those usually look like, because either there's going to be an arrow telling you to drop down somewhere, or there's going to be one of those interactable objects that shoots you somewhere else. And they're never two-way. The platforms are two-way. Those you can take back and forth however you want. But the sort of bounce pad things are one-way. So... yeah, it could be better, and yes, they desperately need an actual copy editor. But, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people are willing to, well, I guess maybe not a lot of people, but some people are willing to look past the jank and see the charm and things, and, like, I think there is a lot of charm here.
and I could see people wanting to play it for what it is, you know, knowing its limits. I would at least need to know, like, do they have any indication of how long the game is going to be? Because, like, the thing that actually worries me the most is the fact that there are 3 levels shown in the level menu, when only one of them is accessible in the demo. Because if that means the full game is, like I said, if that means the full game is 3 levels, then that doesn't feel like a full game. I don't think you can tell the whole story in that much either. I don't know. I would like to see this do well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't, given its current state of things, and given that they think they're gonna release this in 2 months from now. So, I mean, it could be worse. It could be saying they're gonna release it in a week. I have played a demo of a game that said it was gonna release the next week, and I was like, you can't be serious, your UI has major problems. This is not like that. Like, there's plenty of solid work here, but overall, I think it needs a lot more refinement. So it's like, I'm torn, because, like, on the one hand, I don't want to bash... I don't want to sound like I'm bashing this, but I gotta, you know, I gotta be honest, in that it's kind of unrefined in some ways. But it's not a bad showing overall, so... If there were clarification on exactly how much is going to be in the full game and how much they're going to manage to, you know, this would be a really good case for updating the demo. And I know, like, a lot of devs don't update their demos, and some devs take down the demos because they no longer reflect the state of the game anymore. And in those cases, my thought is usually, maybe you should have released your demo later. Which, obviously, in this case, they would have missed the Next Fest window if they did that. So I don't know what to expect in terms of how much they're not showing in this, in terms of what they've already done or what they're going to do in the next couple of months. But it's kind of a big question mark to me right now. Which word appears to be correct Italian? Oh, I see what you're saying. Fortissimissimo is an Italian word, but it is not the musical term. What's funny is some people in this thread are saying that forte fortissimo is more common in language than fortissimissimo. But yeah, apparently linguistically fortissimissimo technically makes sense, but in musical terminology it's fortissimo. So it's another artifact of the translation, I guess, arguably. But it's an interesting mistake, quote-unquote mistake, to make. And that it's like a technically still kind of correct mistake, but not really in this context. Well, that's unfortunate. It still comes down to they should probably have a copy editor. And that's just one of the degrees of polish that it could use. But yeah, like I said, it's not terrible. I like the ideas it's trying to do, I just think it could stand to be better than it is. So it's definitely kind of middling. It's definitely kind of mezzo forte.